Damn, they know him too. Dragon of the West? That's Roku for sure. Hey, this is, hey, I like this. I like this a lot. Oh, a comet. What that mean? Alright, Avatar episode 8. I'm pretty excited about this one. I'm really hoping to get a continuation of where we left off with this whole winter solstice comet Avatar Roku situation in this episode. I said at the end of last episode's discussion, but last episode was the first time I've really felt like I want to jump straight into the next episode and see what happens. So I'm itching to do that, but there were some really good details in the last episode. Like I've been saying, every episode has its own theme or some sort of meaning. And it was all about Aang not being sure how to be the Avatar. He wasn't sure what to do, trying to find some guidance in how he potentially has a way, if they can get to this supposed fire temple where he can potentially communicate with Avatar Roku by the solstice, which by the end of last episode was tomorrow. And just because I love Zuko and Uncle Iroh, I think they might be two of my favorite characters at this point. I love what they did with those two characters last episode as well. I think a really big character defining moment from last episode we got for Zuko, which was him choosing to go after his uncle instead of the Avatar. And now that we might be going into the actual Fire Nation, maybe we get a little bit more Zuko action with the main characters as well. Real quick before the episode here, if you guys are interested in early access to these Avatar videos, I am several episodes ahead over on Patreon. It's currently the best way to support the channel, and I would love to be doing more on Patreon as well, such as full uncut reactions and maybe even some Patreon specific series recommended by you guys. So if that's something you're interested in, there'll be a link in the description down below. Part 2 Avatar Roku. You know what time it is then.
Katara and Sokka aren't coming to the Fire Nation with us.
Oh, he doesn't want to put them in danger.
I'd never forgive myself.
Makes sense.
But please don't go, Aang. The world can't afford to lose
Yeah,
you to the Fire
yeah.
Neither can I.
Aw. What does this mean? What does this mean?
We're not letting you go into the Fire Nation, Aang.
Yeah.
Not without your friends.
Nah, here we go. Here we go.
You'll have to fly fast to have any chance of making it before sundown.
Thank you for your...
Go!
Hurry up. See, I'm glad they included that. They didn't have to. Oh, Jesus, here we are. That jump scared me. Uncle still has no clothes on, by the way. Good. This is exactly what I wanted, by the way. More Zuko action, getting involved. Okay, good stuff. Yeah, Zuko's right behind him. This is good.
Fire Nation waters. All the foolish things you've done in your 16 years, Prince.
Right, because Zuko's banished. I didn't even think about this.
I'm chasing the Avatar. My father will understand why I'm returning home.
You give him too much credit. My brother is not the understanding type.
Gotta remember that.
Aang, we got trouble.
Yeah, and it's gaining fast.
And we're getting into this pretty quickly. We're not messing around.
Couldn't you shoot them down with something more fragrant?
Fireball! I'm on it.
Let's go, Appa.
Did you make Appa go any faster?
Yeah, but there's just one little problem.
A blockade.
What? Oh, okay. Wait, there are so many of them.
If we fly north, we can go around the Fire Nation ships and avoid the blockade.
Why are they there? Just to try and stop, I don't know, Earth ships or something? I don't know.
It's too dangerous. And that's exactly why we're here.
Yeah, y'all gotta be together. That's a big theme.
Appa, yip yip.
Yep, talk to him.
If the Fire Nation captures you, there's nothing I can do.
I'm sorry, Uncle. Run the blockade!
Banished Prince.
Oh, Zhao.
This must be my lucky day.
I completely forgot about this guy.
Shoot the bison down, Captain.
But there's a fire
This is
nation
good
ship out
stuff.
there, sir. One of our own. What if it's hit?
It's a banished ship, though.
It belongs to a traitor.
Oh. Oh, uh-oh. Appa's taking a hit. Appa's on fire.
Appa, are you okay?
Appa's a tank, though. Ain't nothing to Appa.
Prince Zuko, the engines are damaged. We need to stop and make repairs. Do not stop this ship.
How could they possibly run the blockade, you know? They're one ship. How do they get through? Oh, dear. Hey, no. Okay, we saved Sokka. Okay, I mean, of course, but that was almost really tragic. They really do Sokka so dirty in the show, and I love it. But now we're, yeah, level with the ships. No bueno.
Fire!
Pull up! Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Aang really jumped into it at that moment. That's dope. And they fly straight through.
Where do you think the
I wonder if that's like foreshadowing.
I'm not
Okay, Aang has to do with that comet.
but I bet a certain banished prince will know.
We can make it. The boarding party is ready to apprehend Prince Zuko, sir.
I still think Zuko is really naive here.
So let them pass.
Ooh, he's gonna follow him? Zhao's thinking. Because he knows. He knows that Zhao wants the avatar. Lots of chess going on here.
There it is. The island where Roku's dragon took me.
Okay, we're here. Such a sick island. There's an entire volcano on this thing, man. And it looks active.
Oh, you must be tired.
No. I'm refreshed and ready to fight some firebenders.
I was talking to Appa.
Well, I was talking to
Look at Momo the goat.
The Fire Nation must have abandoned the temple when Avatar Roku died.
Makes sense. Unless this is a massive bait. I really hope we actually get into this here. I'm really curious to see how this all happens.
We are the fire sages,
Okay.
guardians of the temple of the Avatar.
Of the avatar. Well, this is the avatar.
I am the Avatar.
We know.
Okay, what does this mean then? Is this a test? Is this just bad? But they are Fire Nation, you know, so...
Contacts Roku. There's no telling how powerful.
Yeah, okay. Ooh, I like that though. Interesting. This is good stuff. This is good stuff.
Follow me.
Do you know where you're going?
Nope.
Now, it was right at the top, right? That's where the dragon took him.
Come back! I don't want to fight you. I am a friend.
Oh, double agent?
I
Ooh.
know why you're here, Avatar.
He's just a homie for the avatar.
Yes. You wish to speak to Avatar Roku. I can take you to him.
How?
That's convenient. Also really cool. I trust this guy. He's got the trusting voice on him.
He knows you'll lead him to the prize you're both after. The Avatar.
If Zhao wants to follow our trail of smoke, then that's exactly what I'll let him do.
Oh, they're gonna leave the ship. He's smart.
A few weeks ago, an amazing thing occurred.
Ooh.
The statue of Avatar Roku.
Yep, and that would have been when Aang had his thing at the air temple.
That's when we were at the air temple.
Yep.
Avatar Roku's eyes were glowing there too.
At that moment, we knew you had returned to the world. Roku died. The sages eagerly awaited for the
I
next
see.
Avatar to return.
Are they just holding a grudge?
Hey, don't feel bad. You're only 100 years late.
Sokka.
When Fire Lord Sozin began the war, my
Sozin.
grandfather and the other sages were forced to follow him.
Right, they didn't have a choice.
When I learned you were coming, I knew I would have to betray the other sages.
Yeah, he's a real one for this.
Shayu, what's wrong?
The sanctuary doors, they're closed.
I imagine they need firebending, like the other one needed airbending. But there's 5 things there.
Keep heading north.
They got the little baby ship on him.
Well, I use it as a cover.
Risky, but I like it.
This is a little trick I picked up from my father. I seal the lamp.
We're just making bombs.
Skin casing. Ta-da! Fake firebending.
Fake firebending.
This
Look
might
at Sokka being useful. It's not working?
They're still locked.
Maybe some help from Roku. When the light hits, maybe?
I don't get it. That blast looked as strong as any firebending I've seen.
Sokka, you're a genius. Wait, how is Sokka a genius?
Come on, Aang. Let her dream.
True.
Sokka's plan didn't work, but it looks like it did.
Oh. They're gonna make him think they've gone in, and they're gonna open it for him.
How did he get in?
But look at the
Smart,
spark
smart, smart.
And down there.
He's inside.
Is that Momo in there? Yeah, nice. No, good plan. I respect it. And it's Momo. Yes, sir.
We've been tricked.
Get him, Momo. Okay, everyone's in the cut.
Aang, now's your chance.
Oh,
Tar's coming with me.
another twist. This is exactly what Aang didn't want. Yeah, let's go. Oh, okay. Nice. Clutch, 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 clutch. Get wrecked, Zuko. Ooh, here we go. Things are happening in there. Hey, I want to see. Let me in.
Avatar Roku doesn't want us inside.
Yeah, this is meant to happen.
Why isn't anything happening? All I know is airbending. Please, Avatar Roku, talk to me.
It's the same as last episode. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. There he is.
See you, Aang. What took you so long?
And he looks dope. He said I got frozen a little bit.
What a moving and heartfelt
Damn, and Zhao found him anyway? How?
I'm certain the Fire Lord will understand when you explain why you betrayed him, Prince Zuko. It was a noble effort, but your little smokescreen didn't.
Nah, he saw him. Yeah.
You're too late, Zhao. The Avatar's inside and the doors are sealed.
Sooner or later,
He'll have to come out.
come out.
But he gonna be strong.
I have something very important to tell you, Aang.
Is it about that vision? The one of
Yeah, the comet, yeah.
Yes. 100 years ago, Fire Lord Sozin used that comet to begin the war.
Wow, real.
It harnessed its incredible power and dealt a deadly first strike
I see.
against the other nations.
I wondered how the war started.
him stronger?
Yes, stronger than you could even imagine.
I see, it all makes sense now.
What does the comet have to do with the war now?
Is it still there, wherever it landed?
Since comet will return by the
Oh, it's just passing by?
and Fire Lord Ozai will use its power to finish the war once and for all.
Hey, that's pretty cool, man. I like that.
If he succeeds, even the Avatar won't be able to restore balance to the world.
Alright, excellent. Okay, now this is good for the plot.
Defeat the Fire Lord.
But I haven't even
We're on a timer now, you know?
Not to mention earth and fire.
Mastering the elements takes years of discipline and practice.
You gotta do it ASAP.
By summer's
Wow, we're on a big timer right now. I like that, I like that.
What if I can't master all the elements in time? What if I fail?
I know you can do it, Aang.
Don't worry about that.
I've done it before.
Yes, as a previous avatar.
Separate ways.
What if I have questions? How will I talk to
You
you?
gotta figure it out.
When you need to talk to me again, you will find a way.
You'll find a way. That's a big thing for Aang.
A great danger awaits you at the temple. I can help you face the threat,
Okay.
but only if you are ready.
Ooh, okay. Oh, yeah, talk to me! Oh, that was sick. Do you hear the voices? Ooh. Oh, don't. Oh, yeah. Oh, it's Roku! Oh, yeah. And the chains, hey, that's sick. It's just his spirit, obviously, but that's so cool.
Not without Aang.
Aang's good. Oh, he's gonna make the volcano erupt. We're bending it lava. Please just dissolve and it's Aang. That would be so cool. Yeah, oh, don't even, mate. Oh, that was fantastic. Appa! Appa! Yep. Here we go, look at him. Look at the boys and Momo. I thought he's got a Fire Nation thing on his head.
No prince, no avatar.
Another L for Zhao. We're here for it.
The only thing I do have is 5 traitors.
Only Shayu helped the Avatar.
Save your stories for the Fire Lord. As far as I'm concerned, you are all guilty.
He's a sore loser is what he is. And there's Zuko. Really good stuff. That's a sick shot. Was it not a crescent moon last episode? Now it's full? Is that how the world works? I guess it's the solstice, no? It's a very interesting shot, that is. Ooh, and they just leave it like that. Wow. Very, very big tone shift, right? So now we have how the war started and how the Fire Lord wants to finish the war. We're on a very, very short timer with all this. I'm here for it. So there hasn't been a bad episode up to this point, but this was the episode I was waiting for. This answered a lot of the questions that I had that were still hanging over what's going on with the show. And it's really changed the tone of everything. You know, we don't have time to be running around having all this fun like Aang's been doing up to this point. You know, we got to get to work, mastering all these bending techniques ASAP. So the opening scene, they didn't really have to add in there, but I'm glad they did. Kind of showing from Aang's perspective and also Katara and Sokka's that Aang didn't want to risk putting Sokka and Katara in danger by taking them into the Fire Nation. But it was the same deal for everyone else, right? They can't let Aang go alone because if something happens to him, then it's a disaster. Then the Fire Nation are guaranteed victory. So Katara and Sokka say, look, we can't let you go without us, you know, just kind of further strengthening the fact that it has to be the three of them together. They have to stick together. And a lot happens really quickly before we actually get to the island. So Zuko is hot on their trail. He's managed to get the information up from the village they were at of where they are going. And then he's on the ship and he's after them. And there's this massive Fire Nation block blockade of ships, and it's just guarding the border of the Fire Nation, I imagine. Iroh does mention, and it has been obvious from the last few episodes that we are in the Earth Kingdom right now, but Aang and the squad need to make it over the squad, but Zuko is right behind them, with Iroh saying, "You are crazy for wanting to go into the Fire Nation after you were banished." But Zuko, in his crazy, naive, I have to catch the Avatar state, is like, nah, we're gonna go straight through. I don't know what he was thinking. If it wasn't for Zhao ultimately letting him go through, there's no way Zuko was gonna make it. And I still love thinking about why Iroh is actually with Zuko, because he does mention that if Zuko gets arrested in the Fire Nation, there's nothing he can do for him. How does the Fire Lord even feel about his brother being with Zuko, the banished prince? It's really interesting. That's still something I would love to get some answers on. But as we have been made to enjoy the characters of Zuko and especially Iroh so much, I imagine there is a very good reason for Iroh being with Zuko. Aang does a pretty sick looking airbending move on one of the fireballs from the ships to make sure they can get through the blockade. It was really cool. It's like he completely destroyed the rock or whatever that was on fire with his airbending. It was really cool. I love that he decided to actually jump into action at that moment. And like I mentioned before, Zhao does let Zuko slip through, assuming that Zuko is after the Avatar and Zhao is trying to kill two birds with one stone, right? Capture Zuko and the Avatar, which he almost does. And the island is almost deserted. There's only the 5 sages that are there, and they're pretty much guarding the temple. And their whole deal was they were loyal only to the Avatar, but once the original Fire Lord that started the war took over, he pretty much made them just, I guess, work for the Fire Nation. Aside from Shiyu, I believe his name was, which is the one sage that has remained loyal to the Avatar. And he knew that Aang was back when he saw the statue of Roku's eyes light up back when Aang was in the air temple a few episodes ago. But Shiyu helps them get to the top of the temple for Aang to try and get inside. The sages are really stressed about Aang getting inside and talking to Roku on the solstice, saying that Aang will be a lot more powerful when he comes out. Zuko tries this cool little escape plan on a smaller boat to try and follow Aang and leave the bigger ship to try and lead Zhao away. But Zhao sees through everything, and Zuko and Zhao both end up in the temple as well. So they go through this whole escapade trying to get inside the locked room where the statue of Roku is, and it was just like the air temple lock. Instead of just one airbender being able to open that lock like Aang did, they need all 5 of the sages, or 5 firebenders. And Sokka's plan almost works, but it works enough for Katara to spark the idea of making it look like they are inside and tricking the sages into opening the door for them, which is eventually what happens. And just as Aang has the opportunity to make it inside, here is Zuko. He's got Aang, and he almost takes Aang away, but Aang looks back and he sees Katara and Sokka being locked up, and this is exactly what he was afraid of, like his friends getting in trouble, and that snaps him into action. He quickly brushes Zuko off and he makes it inside just before the doors close. And whilst Aang is inside, Zhao rocks up thinking he's got everything he wants. He's got Zuko there, the banished prince, and he's gonna capture Aang when he eventually has to come out. And then we get all the juicy stuff. Now this is just the lore that I live for in these kinds of shows. So Roku explains to Aang how the war started. So 100 years ago, I'm assuming after the Avatar had disappeared from the world, this comet passed by, and the Fire Lord at the time, SOZIN, used its power to strengthen the Fire Nation by a substantial amount and dealt a deadly first strike to start the war. Maybe it's coincidental, maybe it's not, that this comet happened to pass after the Avatar disappeared, but the Fire Nation used it to start the war, and they've been ahead on the war ever since, I guess, based after that first strike, right? But the comet's coming back, right? That's what the vision was about. The comet's coming back, and the current Fire Lord, Ozai, is going to use that to end the war, and it's pretty much, he's going to be unstoppable, is what Roku was saying. Like, even a full-powered Avatar will not be able to deal with this. And by the end of the summer, currently we're at the winter solstice, what do we have, half a year to get all this done? Roku is saying how long it takes years to master all the bending techniques. Aang hasn't even started with water, let alone earth and fire, but he has to find a way to make this happen in this very small time frame. But just like I said before, we've got no more time to be running around and having fun like Aang's been doing up to this point a little bit. Now it's about, we got to master these bending techniques ASAP and put a stop to Ozai before this happens. I love it. I love it. The pacing is great. And Aang's really stressed about it. He's like, man, I don't even know if I have enough time. How am I going to be able to do this? You know, he's still just a kid. But Roku says, have faith, for you have done it before. Obviously referring to a past Avatar who might have been faced with something similar, or the fact that the Avatar just always finds a way. And Aang's also worried about if he has more questions, how is he going to contact Roku? Like, he's really nervous, but Roku says, when you need to talk to me again, you will find a way. That's the thing. Aang will find his way. And just before their conversation is up, Roku tells them, look, there's a lot of danger waiting outside this room. I can help you with that, and that's gonna be it for now. And Aang starts glowing like he's in the avatar state. The doors open and you just see the eyes, but it's not Aang. Well, it is Aang, but it's Roku's spirit almost manifested through Aang. The past avatar was so cool, but the firebending is happening, and you have to think, is Roku's spirit manifesting in Aang, allowing him to use the firebending there, or is it actually Roku like somehow here, like his spirit using firebending? But it was really cool. He deals with, you know, the immediate threat, and then he collapses the tower, almost like lava bending. I guess lava pretty much is fire, but he uses lava to help destroy the place, and everyone manages to get out. You know, Zhao makes an escape, Zuko also escapes, and Appa and Momo rock up to take our 3 main characters out of there as well. And there's almost no more words that pass throughout this last part of the episode, aside from Zhao pretty much punishing all 5 of the sages. Like, he's really upset he didn't get the avatar, or Zuko, so he's taking it out on all of the sages, even though Shiyu was the only traitor. And then the last shot is just Aang, Sokka, and Katara on Appa flying away. There's this kind of, I don't want to say sad, it's just a very interesting track that's playing over this scene, right? Because everything has changed now. Aang now has so much pressure on him to get this done. Like, in just a matter of days, we've gone from running around making all these stops to have all this fun to the Fire Nation are going to win the war by the end of the summer. We have to get going. So very big tone shift. It is a very welcome one, and some very big questions answered, and I'm very, very satisfied with all of that. That's a fantastic episode to end the session on. I think I've just watched 4 in a row, but I imagine we're really going to start moving now. We've done some world building, some character setting and all of that. Now it's time to go. We've got some work to do. So thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more content like this, and for other shows as well. And as always, please continue to leave comments and feedback down below. You know I always appreciate it. And we'll see you all in the next episode of Avatar.